I'm praying in Arabic, y'all. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka nabudu wa iyaka nasta'in. Idina siratal mustaqim. Sirata ladina an'amta alayhim. Gairil makdubi alayhim. Wala dalin. Ameen. Those are the words of God, and I will translate it so you know exactly what I was saying. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praises are due to Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, the Master of the Day of Judgment. You alone do we worship, and you alone do we seek help. Guide us on a straight path, the path of those upon whom you have bestowed your favor, and not of those who have earned your anger, or those who have went astray. Special dua for you guys here, you fellas and ladies in the group. Oh Allah, bless us and what you have provided for us. Oh Allah, inspire us with the right guidance and protect us from the evil of our own selves. May Allah grant each and every one of you and myself as well with clarity, with conviction, and with courage. All right, y'all. You hate money. You hate money. And I'm going to prove it. Shout out to my son, Sharon, up in the piece. Yes, sir. Brother Ricky, unmute yourself, please.
All right.
Tell them what I'm about to do right now.
He's going to give you guys blue truth.
Nope. Word alchemy.
Word out.
All right. I caught you off guard, brother. I'm messing with you. All right, let's dissect this. Let's get into this. Word alchemy, for those who don't know what it is, we take each word of the title and dissect it so we have deep understanding of what we're talking about. This is mastery of language, mastery of communication, mastery of information. Information is knowledge. Knowledge is just words. So you must apply wisdom to the knowledge to bring forth understanding. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. All right, that's very important. None is a three-part equation in which each one needs the other. You understand? So let's get into this. The word you. What does you mean? It means not them, not the economy, not your circumstances, not the system, you. All right. That's not the definition, but that is what you is. Not. The word you comes from the Old English word EO. It sounds weird, but it's spelled EOW. That is an accusative or a dative form of the second person pronoun. All right? It's the word used when addressing someone directly. You. When you're pointing a finger, you. When you're making something personal, you. Capiche? In modern English, you has replaced the old thou. I'm glad that happened. Thou is more singular and intimate, while you can also be plural and formal. You people over here. So over time, it kind of absorbed both of those functions and became just a universal address. Now, here's why that matters tonight. Shout out to my brother Dyron up in the building. You is a direct address. It is not abstract. It is not theoretical. When I say you, I'm not talking to the masses. I ain't even talking to the group. I'm talking to you. You are sitting in this room right now, right? You're listening to these words. You're breathing this air. It's you I'm talking to, all right? You is accountability compressed into 3 letters. You, or you. Modern culture has kind of trained us to externalize when anything goes wrong and point the finger and blame, right? Going outward. We blame the government, the economy, the stock market, the algorithm, our parents, our upbringing. None of that matters. You, when I say you, it cuts through all of that. I don't care about none of that. I'm talking to you. You. You say, this is personal. This is about your choices. All right? Now, when we say you hate money, I'm not talking about a cultural phenomenon. Tonight, y'all, we are going to analyze a societal trend. We're going to place a mirror. My intention is to place a mirror in front of everybody in here. All right? And the challenge is this, to look without flinching. Don't trip. Sometimes the truth hurts. I'm going to tell y'all right now, it's going to hurt some of y'all tonight. But with pain, with stress comes growth if you handle it properly. All right, moving on in this word alchemy, odyssey. The second word is hate, okay? That's the word that makes you feel uncomfortable, and it should. Hate. It comes from the Old English word Haitian, and that means to treat others or treat someone as an enemy, to pursue with hostility. That goes back to Proto-Germanic, it's funny, it's haters, H-A-T-A-S, haters. And then even further back, it was a word called cad, which meant sorrow, hatred, or strong emotion, all right? Now, here's what a lot of people miss about that. Hate is not just an emotion, it's not just a feeling. It's a posture. Think about it. Hate is a posture. It's a relationship. When you hate something, you actually orient yourself against it. That's a posture. That's a position. You position yourself to be in opposition of that in which you hate. So you don't have to say you hate it. The fact that you're rejecting it, you're resisting it, or repelling it is hatred towards that thing. Now, most people say they love money. They tell you they want more of it. They pray for it. They dream about it. But what would they do if, they also talk about what they do if they had it, but that means nothing. That means nothing. Last week we talked about linguistic communication versus energetic communication, okay? And we learned that with linguistic communication, you have time and reasons to craft what you're going to say. So sometimes when you're shaping up, your thought is not honest, it's not 100% honest. But energetic communication doesn't care about your cognitive positioning. It just acts, it just radiates. It's actions that tells all the truth in the world. So if I was to mute all the words of everybody and just watch your actions, what does your story say? What does your life really, the story of your life really tell? All right? Last word, third word is money. Money is interesting. It has a weird origin. It comes from the Latin word moneta. That's moneta. Moneta was a goddess, a pagan Roman goddess named Judo, okay? And moneta, it was judo moneta. It was a Latin verb, and it meant to warn, to advise, to remind. So they call her Juno the advisor, or Juno moneta, Juno the warner, right? Money at its etymological root is connected to warning and remembrance. Well, Mike Rashid, what does money warn us of? What does it remind us about? It reminds us about, or it warns us of the cost of value. It reminds us that nothing in this dunya is free. It teaches us that exchange is the law of the universe. It is what it is. All right. However, in our modern society, the the understanding of money is just kind of weird. It's very corrupted. You have people that worship it. They make money their God. Most people, money is God. To most people, money and violence is God. Prove me wrong. People will sacrifice their family, their health, their honor, their faith, all going after accumulation of money. That's shirk. That's placing a God higher than God, right? Money is a God. Now you have the flip side, which is also strange, where people demonize it. They say money is dirty. They say it's evil. It's not spiritual. And they actually pretend and posture that poverty is piety, right? They spiritualize their fear of exchange. You hear that? They spiritualize their fear of exchange. Both are wrong. Money has no inherent energy or ability to posture itself any kind of way. It's just a tool. It's neutral. It's not good or bad. Money is, in the most literal term, money is just a receipt for value exchange. That's it. Money is the measurement of the problem that you solved multiplied by the number of people you solved it for. Am I cooking or am I cooking? That's what I'm talking about. Money ain't magic. It's not a blessing that falls from the sky, right? Or whoever can meditate the hardest or manifest it the best. No, that's bullshit. Money is a direct result of value delivered in a marketplace while being uncomfortable. That's what money is. It's simple. That's it. To synthesize this all, what are we really saying? I'm saying this. You hate money. Elijah, you hate money. Hush God, you hate money. J. Rhodes, you hate money. Dyron, you hate money. Lewis, we're going to get into this. When we bring all this together, we've taken the knowledge, those are the words. We've applied wisdom. We did the knowledge to research what these words are. So now we bring forth full understanding, full circle. And when we do that, we arrive at a diagnosis. I'm diagnosing y'all today. I'm the doctor. Your diagnosis is this. I'm talking to you. You personally and specifically are orienting yourself against the receipt of value exchange by refusing to meet its requirements. So stop blaming the economy. Stop blaming you don't have opportunities. This is not Allah withholding anything from you. This is about you running away from the hallway that leads to the door of provision. Money has a price. This is my son, Sharon. When him and my other son, Elijah, was really young, I used to try to pour wisdom into them. And I knew it was a little mature for them, but I just wish y'all can just understand this now so you can skip all the steps. I know it's not resonating yet, but that's how I feel tonight. It is not difficult for you to have the life that you want. It is not. We live in a universe that Allah precisely orchestrated, engineered, with very specific rules, with equations, with code that doesn't change, right? So whenever you feel the consequence or punishment that you think is a punishment, you just are out of alignment with the equations. When you're in alignment with the equations, everything works out. And with that being said, money has a price. Just look around you at the people that's getting to the bread. What's different? Money has a price. Visibility, that's part of the price. But what else? This is what scares people away from money. Rejection is part of that price. Judgment is part of that price. The death of your comfortable identity is part of that price. Every time you refuse that price, you ain't waiting on Allah. You are actively positioning yourself against what he has already written for you. Allah has written all these things. And that, my friends, is hate. That is hate. Not the obvious kind, the screaming. It's the quiet kind, the avoidance kind. It's the I'm just preparing kind, I'm studying kind, the next month kind, when I'm ready kind. You hate money. If you are a person who you said in your mind you're going to go on an endeavor to change your situation, and you said any of those excuses or any combination of those things, you hate money. Now, let's examine why. More importantly, let's talk about what you're going to do about it. All right? You have to understand the reality of this Islamic term called rizq, R-I-Z-Q. This is divine provisions, okay? This is an Arabic word that a lot of people misunderstand the concepts, even in the Muslim world, right? Razaka, which means to provide. That's the root of rizq, right? To provide, to bestow, to grant sustenance. From this, we get ar-rakas, right? One of the beautiful names or attributes of Allah. Allah has 99 names, right? And it means provider, the provider, right? The sustainer, the one who creates all means of nourishment and provision. But rizq is a lot more expansive than what people understand. So let's talk about what it includes. And I'm adding this to the word alchemy, even though it's not in the title, because I talk about this a lot today, and I want y'all to have full understanding, okay? Most people reduce risk down to money. That is literally poverty of your understanding. That's a poor way of thinking, because it has so much more, right? Yes, there is material provisions. Yes, this includes money, food, shelter, clothing, physical sustenance, cars, whatever, right? All of that, your paycheck, all of that is risk. But every piece of wisdom that enters your mind is risk from Allah. The real risk, the real sustenance is wisdom, is information, is directions, right? That ayat you heard that changed your life. The lesson that arrived exactly at the right moment is a gift from the Most High. That understanding, when you reach that new level, that's rizq. That's spiritual. Your relationships, the people that Allah placed in your path, that's rizq. The wife or the husband who completes your deen, that's rizq. The children who test and elevate you, that is a blessing from Allah. Your mentor, rizq. The friend who held you accountable, that's rizq. Every breath that you take, same thing. Even your heartbeat, that's provision. Think about that, y'all. A lot of y'all are not good to your heart, to your body. You might drink alcohol. You might eat processed food, fatty food. You might not work out. You should. You might be stressed all the time, yelling and all of these different things, putting so much pressure and stress on your heart. Guess what? It kicks up and it keeps fighting for you when you ain't even thinking, when you sleep, when you ain't even thinking about it. That is from Allah. That's a gift. Okay? You having the opportunity to build, the time to build, to serve, to worship, to grow, rizq. And if you really think about it, in my estimation, the most precious form of this kind of blessing is time. Because time is non-renewable. You can't get it back once you spend it. I always give the analogy of a toothpaste dispenser. That's time. When you squeeze it, you better be precise, because you can't put it back in. All y'all in here, look, from what I can see, healthy people. There are people born with no arms, no legs. There are people born with their heart on the outside of their body. There are people born, I've seen this, who the brain never connected to figure out how to breathe, so they had to breathe with a machine. The fact that you have a healthy body is rizq. The clarity of your mind, the peace in your heart is risk. Your ability to pray, to work, to love, all of that is a blessing that we should be so thankful for, so appreciative for. Every opportunity, just you having faith, whatever, all of that. All right? So I wanted to establish these things. Y'all good? Y'all with me? All right, y'all sure? All right. So let's talk about some spiritual technology. All right. Risk does not only apply to physical action. It responds to your spiritual posture. And Allah says this, and I quote, it's from the Holy Quran. Whoever fears Allah, He will make for him a way out, and He will provide for him with where he does not expect. Where he does not expect, okay? Taqwa, consciousness of Allah. Taqwa is an Islamic concept called the consciousness of God, of Allah. It opens doors in unexpected places. Allah said, this is from the Quran, and if only the people of the cities had believed and feared Allah, we would have opened them doors, blessings from the heaven and the earth. Okay? The operating system that allows provision to flow is taqwa, is having consciousness of God. Okay? Now, salah, I talk about this often. That's prayer, right? When you're doing it, when you're locked in, especially when it's on time, it's technology or provision. When you honor the prayer, you honor the one who provides, and He honors you in return. No superstition, anything about this. This is all practical. The spiritual law is real as gravity, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. People are like, oh, there's no gravity. Walk off a building, see what happens. All right? Now, risk is written. This gives you peace. You are not in competition with anyone for provision. What is for you cannot miss you. What is not for you will not reach you. Understanding this, it removes any form of desperation that you may have, right? But risk requires action. This gives you responsibility. You have to show up, and you have to be visible. You have to make offers, and you have to deliver value. You must meet your provision where it has been placed. Risk responds to your spiritual posture in a very positive way. It gives you leverage. Your prayer, your taqwa, your gratitude, your repentance, your character, all of these affect the flow of provision. The spiritual and the material are not separate. Y'all hear what I'm saying? You are making a huge mistake by separating mental, spiritual, physical. It's all one. When you really understand this, everything changes. Because now you're starting to have a practical understanding of God and a practical understanding of all things, because all things are practical. So you'll stop blaming Allah for what you refuse to pursue. You'll stop spiritualizing your own avoidance. You stop using trust in Allah as an excuse for not doing what needs to be done. You still have to work. And you start to integrate spiritual alignment with practical action. All right? Now, this is a true path to risk. This is the path to everything that you desire. This is a real, literal path. It's not figurative. It's not philosophical. Practical. No fancy, fantasy, magical, nothing. No wishful thinking. Real provision, real action, real trust. All right? Now, back to what I said earlier. Most of you here do not want money. Yet you think you do. You talk like you do. You pray you do. But if we just ignore your words and watch your behavior, it's simple. You don't want money. You don't want money. You want that fantasy money, right? The someday version of your life where abundance just happens, right? The secret version, The Secret. Yeah, I watched The Secret. Y'all probably, I just gotta want it. Let me tell you something right now. Never use the word want. Want is a weak word, y'all. It's for weak people. Want is affirming lack. It's affirming that you don't have it. Now, I'm not saying lie about things. Oh, I have $1 billion. No, you don't. But if $1 billion is on your horizon, you go get it. You work towards it. But you saying you want, is you're pushing it away. Want. So stop. Your words are powerful. A word to the wise is sufficient. All right, now, everybody wants. They want that feeling, but they don't want to pay the cost. I'm going to tell you right now, I know some of y'all want that feeling, but fuck that feeling. I am not here to make you feel better. I would be doing you a huge disservice, patting y'all on the backs. I'm here to put a mirror in front of your life. And look, don't get it twisted. I in no means mean to shame anybody, but I want to expose you. Because if you are a believer and you're still broke, this day and age, 2025 is so easy to make money, right? With this level of access, something is really off with your relationship with risk, with visibility, and with obedience to God. You think God wants y'all to be poor? I am not a prosperity type of dude, like prosperity preaching type scam artist. I'm none of that. But I can attest to this. Allah does not want you to be poor. That's not a thing. All right? So, I got to say this. Don't be surprised. I'm not here to motivate you. All right? This is an audit for those who really care about themselves. If you're popping, you super rich, you good, then you can hang out if you want, but it's not for you. It's for people that really want to ascend in a real practical way. All right? And if you really listen, tap in and apply what we're going to give tonight, is going to work out. Right? So, this is for everybody in here that wants to be a provider, that wants to be a protector, a builder. If you want to be entertained, this will feel harsh, as it should. Your feelings will be hurt. So I advise you to just take off, because y'all gonna be talking, oh, Mike is rude. He's mean. So I'm letting you know right now, it's not that kind of party. But if you are serious, you will feel convicted and grateful at the same time. And you're gonna make a change, a real change. So here's the play for tonight. Do not defend yourself in your head. You do not explain why you're different. Don't be like, yeah, like you're a butt. Don't do that. Sit with what I say and you ask one question. Damn, is that really me? Do I qualify? Do I fit into that? Okay? And if it's true, good. You know where you at, you know where you need to change. And I'm going to help you with that. But if that's not the case, keep doing what you're doing. You're rich. You're already rich. You don't need us. Simple. All right? Money has a price that you keep refusing. Money is not a blessing that drops on people who meditate or pray. You don't get money because you pray. You're supposed to pray. That has nothing to do with your case to obtain money. So a big cost is rejection. You want a life where you never send a message that get left on scene. You don't want that, right? You don't want to shoot your shot. You want a business that everybody, every person that you talk to, they say yes. It doesn't exist. The marketplace is a gym for your ego. And how you get that ego strong or overcome it is the weight of rejection. You hear me? So if you ain't hearing no at least once a week, you ain't in business. You in a fantasy world. You're avoiding the call. You're avoiding the DM. You're avoiding the offer. And it ain't like there's not enough people out there to talk to. I don't care if you got 500 people who follow you. Y'all might be like, oh, that's not a lot of people. Imagine standing in front of 500 people. And if you can get $5 from all of them, you do the math. It's your ego though, right? Your ego is so fragile that one ignored message will send you into a spiral. I got to give you a very direct story of here in my office. So I'll tell the team, y'all come up with offers, please. I'm sorry, y'all come up with ideas, concepts, content. One brother came up with a concept, I just didn't like it. Like, that sucks. He never tried again. So, I don't know, a year or so later, we talk. I'm like, bro, you never even tried anymore. Like, he's like, yeah, because I put it out there and you shut it down. I was like, whoa. For real? Like, I was astounded. I'm like, bro, so you think that every idea you're going to come up with, you're going to hit grand slams just out the gate on your first try? Think about professional baseball. A professional baseball player batting 300. 300 is 30%. So out of every 10 swings, he strikes out 7 times, majority of the time, right? And that's a successful, professional, multi-million-dollar man. Let's talk about e-commerce, sales. I'm gonna give you some business insights. A successful e-commerce business has a 3% conversion. So out of every 100 attempts to make a sale, 3 times. That's a business. Now, it's not like they only do that 100 one time, right? It's constant. That 3% adds up, but that's a business. Ambrosia is a $50 million business, and we average at anywhere from 4.5 to 2.5% conversion. Successful business, 4%. So that's a 96 strikeouts out of 100. You have to put yourself out there in whatever situation it is, whatever space that you're in. All right? I shoot content that y'all never see because sometimes it sucks. Everything that I do is not good. And it would be a very egotistical thing for me to be butthurt and just quit because somebody didn't like this piece of content. I don't care. I'm not emotionally attached to it. This is work. All right? Really, it just teaches me I have to do better. I have to be better. I tell people all the time, like, I think this is boring. And it's me. Nah, this is not good enough. It's not good enough. You got to have high standards. Every no that you avoid is you get it. That's like skipping the gym. That's a rep that you skipped. The no's make you strong. Why? Why do you say that, Mike Rashid? I just said it. If I'm doing something that's not hitting, it's not landing, I got to recalibrate and figure it out until I can crack that code. It's all codes, all equations. Sometimes we got the wrong formula. So I got to get the right formula, right? Now, rejection is merely calibration. You have to frame things in a way that benefits you, y'all. It's hot in here, hold on. Y'all give me, bear with me a second. You want this? I got a mic off. Give me 1 second, I'm sorry, y'all. Hope y'all good. We in the tabernacle tonight. We building. Rejection, like I said, that is calibration. Rejection teaches you. Don't get mad at the market. It's you. Fix your offer. The offer is not clear. Okay? Your target is wrong. Your price is off. Or maybe your skill set is not there. They don't feel you. Rejection is information from the real world. And most people choose imagination over information because until you're putting yourself out there getting rejected, you're just imagining what it's like, what they're thinking. Stop doing that. Y'all are not mind readers. Another thing that money costs, another expensive price that we all have it to pay, is judgment. Money costs judgment. The moment you sell something, everybody will have an opinion about you. Or you sell out. Your family, your friends, strangers, haters, lovers, whatever. They're going to question your prices, your motives, your faith, your lane. Or they want to be like, hey, hook it up. I'm like, fool, do you say hook it up at the grocery store? Get on my face. What's wrong with you? Some of you claim you love God, but you fear your aunt. You won't make moves because your aunt gonna say something crazy, but you fear, come on, man. You fear the group chat. You fear a friend or a homie who ain't never built nothing, but got a comment on everything. You fear that guy. He does nothing but talks. You have decided that their comfort matters more than your children's future. That's weird behavior. If you really think about it, it's very bizarre. It's weird. In our belief, only Allah has the right to sit on the throne of your hearts. Verily, he who seeks Allah finds peace at heart and of mind. So ain't nothing y'all could do. Ain't nothing nobody can say to me. There's nothing nobody can say to me that's going to deter me or make me feel a certain way. Nothing that nobody can say to me that will deter me or make me feel a certain way. You are letting the opinions of people occupy God's position with you. God is the only one that you should be concerned with his judgment of you. And you know when you're in alignment or out of alignment. Y'all know. So every time you want to make an offer, you picture their faces, their comments, and you back away from that blessing that Allah has placed in front of you. That ain't a money problem. That's your governance. Who rules you? Allah or them? You got to choose. But you'll say it's God, it's God. It's just your mouth. Last week, we broke this down. Energetic or linguistic communication is, tell you what, I don't believe much of what I hear. I believe what I see. I believe what I observe. All right? Now, money, to obtain money is expensive. There's another cost. The cost is the death of your identity. And that's a deep one, y'all. Money will cost you an identity death. Some of y'all build a full personality around being the person who is working on himself. Healing. You're healing. You love the identity of the seeker, of the students, the guy who's almost there, or the woman that's almost there. I'm laughing at y'all because I see this all the time. As long as you're working on it, can't nobody judge the results. And some of y'all got the nerve to judge people that's doing it. The moment you go all in and say, this is my offer, this is my price, my standard. Now the scoreboard is real. Yeah, see that? People can say exactly where you are. They see it. This is why I say you hate money. Money terrifies you. Because real money will prove you've been hiding. You've not been blocked, right? And this is funny. I wish I had a physicist in here. I'd be throwing around the physicist terms. A lot of y'all live in a superposition. It's almost impossible, but it's not. In your mind, you are a high-value person. You see yourself as this guy. Future millionaire, leader. That guy. But go to your bank statement. Two versions of you exist at the same time. That is a superposition in science. The only thing that collapses that into one reality is a decision of pure fucking action. Doing the things. So identifying death means the old version of you who loves potential more than proof, that person gotta die. Come on, let's go. Listen, y'all. The boy who needs endless validation has to die to the man who creates outcomes that can live. So let me break this down real clear for y'all. You don't have a money problem. You don't. You have a hiding problem, right? You do not lack opportunity. You lack the willingness to be seen, failing, before you're seen winning. You pray for these blessings, but you refuse the situations where these blessings show up. A call that scares you, an offer that stretches you, right? A room where you may not be the smartest or the most advanced in that space, right? You say you want the door of provision to open, but you're running from the hallway that leads to it. Now, your provision is known to Allah. And when I say when you say that you want risk, but you're refusing visibility, you're refusing rejection, you're refusing judgment and that identity theft, you're not waiting for Allah. You are rejecting what Allah has prepared for you. I am not speaking from a place of just observation. I'm speaking from a place of been there, done that. The difference is this, though. I'm not afraid to look crazy making a living for myself. You know why? Even to y'all. I don't care what y'all think about me at the end of the day. Because none of my people, nobody's thinking about you when they go home. They're thinking about their stupid lives. And they're stressed out, whatever. And their cats and their dog, what's for dinner. You know what I'm saying? They think about their life. They're not thinking about you. Luis, ain't nobody thinking like, Luis made an offer today. Who does he think he is? They're not thinking. They don't give a fuck. That's not a thing, brother. You feel me? Nobody's thinking about no. But if there is, that's interesting. I'm on your mind at home. That's weird. That's your issue, but it still has nothing to do with you, with reality. So who cares? All right? Stop rejecting. Listen, y'all think life is sweet. I don't think y'all really believe in God. I don't think y'all, or maybe y'all got this weird fairy tale Greek mythology idea of God. Oh, it's not raining. Let's pray and dance for rain. And that's not God. Allah means God, the God, will provide everything that you need and want. He places it in front of you in the form of an equation, of a problem, of an obstacle. If you figure it out, you've earned that blessing. It's simple. And if you adhere to, I'm telling y'all, real rap from experience, adhering to Allah's rules, it puts you in a position, right? It gives you the type of vision and understanding to identify these things placed in front of you and the intellect to figure it out. And the community, it gives you the community to help you where you need help. We have an obligatory duty to help each other. One of the bros trying to come up, we have to help him. That is a prescription by Allah, by God. You understand? Everything is placed in front of you. It ain't just like, oh, here's $1 million. That is not reality, y'all. Oh, somebody gonna notice me on social and just because of how I look. That is such a strange way of thinking. It's such a childish way of thinking, y'all. So either you think God don't care about you or you don't even think God exists, which is strange. You need to realign yourself and be aligned with Allah so you can see these things clearly and understand these things. Now let's talk about being exposed to being equipped. Because that's what I'm really trying to do, y'all. Equip you. Now the question becomes very simple. What do you do with this? There's two options. You hear this, you feel that little sting, you hop off, you go back to hiding, or you use this to draw a line in the sand. From tonight forward, I want you to think like this. If something exposes me, but expands me, I step into it. If something's keeping me safe but small, fuck all that. I'll leave that behind. You got no time for that. Let me give y'all 3 simple moves and you can start as soon as this lecture is over. Just pick one problem that you could solve for people. Just think about it. What can I solve for people? And write a simple offer in 1 sentence. 1 sentence. Not a whole brand book, just 1 simple sentence. I help this type of person get this type of result in this type of time frame. Y'all got that? The second thing, post every day for the next 30 days about that problem and that offer. Come on, like, don't not do it one day. Don't be like, oh, I did 28 days. Like, you get out of here. You're not serious. Do that. Just have proof of your work. Do that 30 days, right? And 3, have real conversations, DMs, calls, voice notes, all of that. Make at least 1 offer to a person per day, not in a weird, mysterious way. Be direct, all right? A clear invitation to work with you and whatever it is, you know, y'all got to figure that out. I don't know everybody's strengths, okay? Now, if that sounds heavy, remember, you said you want money. I'm just showing you the costs. Some of y'all can take those 3 moves and run on your own. You got it. Some of y'all that, you kind of like designed like that. You get it, right? But you just be honest with yourself, right? Some of y'all know you're going to leave here inspired, but then you're going to, regular life hits, you're going to slide back into the same patterns, what you're comfortable with. If you need structured brotherhood and pressure, that is why we built the Sacred Society. The Sacred Society is not a feel-good woo-woo anything, right? It ain't none of that. It ain't a fan club. It's not a place just to consume information. I'll run you up out of there. I'm notorious for running people out of here. If I observe that people just hanging out, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. My desires and my duties is to be effective. So if you're in our space and you're not effective, this is not a good situation for you or me, okay? And you're not good for the community because you're going to make other people lazy as well, okay? The Sacred Society is a container where men and women are held to a higher standard. We do audits on the regular. We build offers. We refine communication. Look, by the time Thursdays are heavy days for me, you know what? I only dealt with 2 people today, 2 one-on-one people today, right? But it was so intensive. Both of them were like 2-hour calls. Intensive. It's work. It's work, right? We build offers, we refine communication, we kill weak identities, and we replace them with more disciplined and refined ones, right? Spirituality aligned with all of the things that we do. If you are ready to stop hiding and actually exchange value in the marketplace, this is where you do the work. And for those who want to go even deeper into the philosophy behind all of this, you have the Divine Quintessence. It's a book that I wrote. It's something you should read, right? And you don't just read it once. It's a manual for living as a being who understands that your body, your mind, your finances, your spirit, all of that is one system, and it is a system, okay? You can pray all you want, but if you're not doing the things as well, that's cool. May Allah accept your prayers. But you got to work for the blessings. So I'm going to leave y'all with this. You don't want money, do you? You want safety. You like how you feel, all right? But I'm going to tell you like this. That safety is the most expensive lifestyle in the world. You know what it costs you? Purpose, potential. You know who else it costs? It costs your children, like the father that they're supposed to have, the father that they could have. Yo, I seen this with my kids at their school when they were little. I would, when I'd go and have lunch with them each period. And sometimes we'll go different places where there'd be other parents. And I had one kid one time, it was a turkey trot. I hated that. It's like I had to run. I don't want to run. I want to run turkey trot, but I had to I'm the only in shape dude there. So I got to oh yeah, let's go. I hated it. But anyway, and kids run fast. They run miles fast. They don't get tired. Anyway, kid, we lining up, and I remember the boy was like, why do you buy Elijah so much stuff? I was like, because I'm his dad. Because I apply these things. I didn't say all of that. And his father was right there. Another kid, we're ordering some food, and the kid is staring at me. And his dad's like, hey, stop staring. He's like, but he's strong. I felt bad. I'm like, no, your pops is cool. Like, he cool. Probably got a good personality. Whatever I got to do to be the top dog for my children, for my woman, for my father, for my mother, for my business, I'm intentional about being the best business partner for my business partners, being a dope friend for my friends. This is the type of men that we should aspire to be. Okay? Like for real, for real. So remember this though, if you stay you stay safe and hidden, you will stay broke. That is an equation. That's physics, right? But if you step into visibility, risking judgment, embracing rejection, letting that old identity of you die, and walk into the risk that is already written for you, come on, man. And the thing about it is only one path is crowded. The path over here where I'm at, where I'm trying to get you, is not even empty. It's not even crowded. It's not oversaturated. Where most people are at, the safety lane is gridlock traffic. That path is costly. This path over here, that's where it's at, y'all. All right, so we good on time, right at an hour. So that's it for this evening. If you felt this message, Sabrina, can you please give these lovely people the link? We got a little special, little discount for tonight. We openly invite y'all to join the community. If you really want to ascend, if you want to not walk but accelerate, right? Figure out what your thing is. Just grow as a human being. I'm big on this, y'all. Thank you, Ricky. No, that's not it. We got another one with a little hookup. Let me find it. I'm big on this, y'all. Like I said earlier, people think that separating mind from body from spirit, all these things are just separate. Finances, no, it's all one system, right? It's all one thing, okay? And you fortify the most important thing, which is your mind and your heart. Everything else is gonna fall in alignment, okay? So I am saying, well, let me ask you this, because maybe a lot of us are not on the same page. If you believe in God, and this ain't no religious spiel, but if you believe, I'm a practical person. If you believe in God, put a God number in the chat, and that's a 7. If you believe in God. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. I'm saying, okay. I don't know what the SC7 is. I don't know. Okay. Somebody 999, maybe they don't believe in God. Okay. Let's see. How do we tap in and get out of our worldly ways? I'm trying to provide a lane for you, AG. AG, ask your question, or put your hands up if y'all got an actual question, because it's going kind of fast. Financial freedom. Yo, I'm gonna put the links in here. Okay? But I can't see everything. It's going mad fast. That's right, Brother Ricky's. Stay hidden, stay broke. People afraid. Go ahead, Jay Fernandez.
Well, King,
Peace.
now it's the second lecture on hungry and bro. It's all salute. You definitely hit a thing that heavy on my mind. So I did want to ask, right? And especially, I used to, I'll say it's cool because I was heavy. I was 5 times a day, prayers. One of my mans put me on to Islam when I was a teenager. And then I seen into the companion in my heart that a link for ignorance hit religion. You know, now that's not to say that I allowed that to stop my growth and lack of everything that I came to learn about Islam. Well, I say all that to say, you have qualms with just the fact of understanding more. Religion is a man-made concept to an extent, but I didn't know that nobody cares who religion's credibility means. Taking the test of time, you know what I mean? So I've had my qualms with it wrong, I've said, but at the end of the day, I know that I'd be considered infidel Catholic. So I kind of resonated with leaning horse and naming, keeping the name to the creator, the brain of the cake. So I definitely never lost that belief, but just the specific of it. And haven't sat well with him within the last few years, but then again, that's me also falling back on my Swedish tape and not really lacking it on that. But now everything was on point. Well, everything you had to think about when you salute. I love this selection, and I'm definitely thinking of that sign up to save society. Well, yeah, and so that cool with it's a direct fucking religion, and you wanted to put it back.
Okay, thank you for your message and your question, brother. But no, Islam is not man-made. So I said some religions maybe, but Islam is not. Islam is the revelation of Allah through the angel Jibril to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, right? Let's look at the dialects and the language in which it was written in. Prophet Muhammad was not an educated man, okay? This man, I don't think he was able to read. For him to be able to articulate the Holy Quran, right, by mouth, that's not man-made. He was given divine word of God. Now, the Holy Quran, okay, is Arabic. People are like, oh, that's an Arabic language. Okay. Now, when language started, it was this Proto-African language, and from that tree came Aramaic. From Aramaic came Arabic, and they're very similar. Anyone will tell you, I sit with a brother, and actually Imam, he's teaching me Quran, teaching me Arabic. The Quran Arabic and normal Arabic is not the same. If you hear the recitation of the Quran, it sounds a beautiful song, but it's not. It's so much nuance and whatnot in every vowel, every syllable, every law. And it's very detailed and it's very mathematic and it's beautiful. This is a very divine language, right? So if one is to learn Arabic, they gotta be specific. You wanna learn Arabic to speak and communicate it to people, or you wanna learn Quran? It's not the same, brother. So there's only one version of the Quran. I believe the Bible is 8,000. Okay, is not distilled through any person, right? The laws, everything about Islam in regards to rules, the praying 5 times a day, Mecca, everything is directly in the Quran from God, from Allah. So Allah constructed this existence. So to think that he could not put together Islam, it'd be kind of weird to think. Now, the rules and laws of Islam, there's no one that can dispute is valid, is good for people. Now, people have their ideas and their notions based on Western media, what they propagate about Islam because of just their nefarious ways, the West. But anybody that I know that's not Muslim that comes into the world that start experiencing things, they're like, wow. Brother, even when I'm at Islamic events, say for instance, Savior's Day in Chicago or Detroit, I'm like, I gotta be a better person. I'm sincerely trying my best to be a good person. I get around the other believers and they're just so, they glow. They look young. Nobody got bellies. Their manners, their mannerisms, everything. This is direct guidance from God Almighty. Now, Islam is perfect. Muslims are not perfect. God is perfect. People ain't perfect. When Allah created all things, everything is in perfect submission to Allah except for us. He gave us some will, some free will. Now, there's a lot of good that comes with that. The fact that we can create robust technologies, these computers and whatever, right? But we also have the ability to do things against God's will and against our own best interests. You see, Islam existed before humans were on this planet. A tree is a Muslim because a tree submits to the will of God. That's the natural order of things. It don't deviate. A tree don't be like, I don't want to grow this way. I want to grow over here. I don't want to grow no more. I want to kill myself. I want to take drugs. Tree don't do that. A dog, this is years ago and this was stupid, but I tried to put some Hennessy in front of my dog years ago. He ran away from it and looked at me like what are you doing? You about to put that in your body? You feel me? Humans will actively go against God's will in our own nature. You can take a person that's atheist, that don't believe in God, right? And I've met some of these people, they're not necessarily evil people. They just don't believe in God. They don't understand. But they're good people. They're ethical people. Where do they get that from? All concepts of ethics and morality comes from religion. Look at a place that doesn't have religion. Look at the dark ages of Europe. Caves, walking on floors, humans and animals doing the do. That's the absence of religion, period. So even if somebody doesn't want to adhere to a particular religion, they enjoy the benefits of fairly safe environments and people behaving somewhat civil for the most part, generally speaking. Okay? So to answer your question, brother, I haven't had any reservations about Islam. Now, when I was younger, I didn't take things that serious. I would have my off and on times. And I was a seeker at a young age, sincere. However, I used to ask people, right? I used to ask people, explain Allah to me, explain God to me. And people would explain to the best of their ability, and it was not satisfactory to me. That's not Allah's fault. If I ask you to explain the laws of gravity, you probably can't. That doesn't mean that gravity is not legit. But guess what? The moment I went and studied gravity on my own, I'm like, oh, I get it. When I finally decided to understand Allah in a very practical way on my own, brother, it was, I was blind and I all of a sudden had vision, right? And so I studied the Quran every morning. Well, most mornings I go to the masjid for Fajr prayer, and I sit there, brother, and I read the book for about 15 to 20 minutes. Every time I'm blown away. This book is 1,400 years old, right? The Big Bang is explained in the Quran. So I'm like, okay, y'all got that from here. Y'all are just smart. It was already explained, right? Science is not indivisible with Islam, right? Science is Allah's process. It's just a word, science. We just capsulate Allah's process, which is brilliant. You know how insanely, unrealistically unique what is called the Goldilocks zone is here where we're at for us to have life, right? We live in a universe forget it, the solar system is so vast. There is no life nowhere but here. How wildly crazy it is that everything is perfect for life right here. It ain't by accident. You know what I'm saying? Man didn't create that. You feel me? So Allah could not exist. People, they say, oh, the Big Bang. Yes, it was a process. Allah had to exist or existed. He's a necessary being, right? Allah is necessary for all things, for existence. That takes some sitting with to understand Allah is necessary for existence. Allah existed and exists outside of space and time and had to in order to create space and time. One cannot be in space and time and create space and time because you're not even there to create it, The majesty of Allah is crazy. I understand it. And this is another thing, Brother Jay. In my study, I study. Look, you don't have to go that deep into religion to live a great life. I just choose to do that because I am on a platform and people listen to me and I want to be able to give people sound information. It's practical. I'm not trying to get I'm not giving anybody mystical nothing, even about God. I'm giving you the practical, right? But just for myself, the things that I enjoy in life is studying, is understanding. It brings me closer to the Creator, right? So I study, brother, and I understand it. But no, I've never had reservations about Islam. I've had reservations about people, but I've been on my deen for real past 2 years, brother. And it's like, it's so sincere and it comes with so much understanding because I've been seeking on my own. I do still seek counsel from some of the scholars and I respect them to a great degree. But most of the information that I do obtain is me doing my own studies, right? Oh, and this is what I was gonna say, brother. I worked on for probably about 4 months off and on a presentation. It's called The Most Practical Position for Allah. Very practical. I just haven't done it yet because I want to be able to articulate it without explaining too much. And it lands. I want the plane to land. So that means mastery of understanding of this information. So I will not be satisfied in presenting it until I can do so in a way that my 10-year-old daughter will understand. Because when you can take information and crunch it and distill it to where it's digestible for a young mind to get, you've mastered that information, right?
Right.
So, and brother, I tell you, the Quran is beautiful. It's so profound.
See, I didn't, bro. That's why I tell you, I also think, as you say, and I only ask things, I can tell that you're a student. You know what I mean? I can tell that when you teach, we can worsen it. So you take these things to consideration, and I can tell you a lot of people are very practical. So with that being said, I'm learning the certainty of the representatives, because every religion has its part side that you, I'm sure.
Islam has no, brother, Islam has no dark side.
I'm not saying Islam. Islam is peace. Islam, the word itself means peace. Like I said, I practice it, brother. I practice me five salat a day. You know what I mean? I got heavy into fast and do the Islam. I found nothing but virtue thing. And I can tell that the virtue that you should live in yourself and you. And it resonates broken string. You feel me? I mean, know that
Alhamdulillah.
virtue that it instills in a person.
Or praise to
You
God.
know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You know, from a historical standpoint or whatever, I mean, like, warrant itself or whatever, but I'm not here to discredit Islam at all.
So brother, can I ask you a question? Brother Jay, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What was your reservation with Islam? Because you mentioned earlier that you dealt with some things or you seen some things. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, the person who put me on to was, I think, then resort to it as a shield, as a blade. You feel me? And I think it dissuaded from my belief, per se, but I opened my mind a lot more for me to over my understanding more of like, all right, so if we're going to be practical, the cause of war has been done in the name of God through our history. And people are going to be biased to whatever they grew up in, you know what I mean? So if you grew up in the middle of this, you all hear what the name of Islam. You grew up in this Christian nation, so it's Christian. If you grew up wearing, you know, that in itself means automatic division, divisiveness. You know, so I always resonated towards that one race, human, current, important on these differences. And Islam being the ultimate one, and it's what having religion should be the final stop. You know, and I was, they resonated with holiness. There was no pictures of no idols. There was no net prophet put on the pedestal. The mountain broke in front of him whenever Moses asked him a lot of show strength compared to meditating God White and all the other ones. You know, there was a lot of things that I'm like, yeah, this is the one. But then, as I kept thinking going to religions, learn even Islam had its chapters, whereas somebody might wear it as a representative of this place, but he was a foul being. You know what I mean? So that doesn't mean that discredits Islam and its essence in any way. But over my mind, wait, religion appears as a king for manipulation of masses, and God is the image. And yeah, last week that heart tells me was talking here, and that one hit home too when it goes. I didn't know who won. You understand God, I could tell. So I didn't want her to ask, they view yourself, came across and quotes, but I could tell you that you resonate toward the ability of truth of it all, and you know, really, I know the virtue that comes from practice, so I respect it either way. It's not like discredited Islam by anything, just a openness, more it was an opening in my path, in my journey that allowed me, not allowed, but opened me to more possibilities or less subscribing kind of attitude to things. You know what I mean? A less certainty of I know better because I do this. But I know the virtue that comes from having that resilience and that confidence of what you're doing as well. And I say for myself, I didn't feel bad from that. So I know that I'm talking to somebody who's walking it, talking it, and letting it. And I know it's solidified, and you're well. But that being said, I respect the practicality, the universal energy that you speak for. You know what I mean? Either way it goes. That's why I came back to the one race point all the time. You know what I mean? So salute either way. But yeah, always be one of those favorite qualms that I kind of like less I don't know how to say. I let the other
Yes, sir.
put in the time. You know what I mean? Like, I close the time going back. So I was like, damn, I'm just getting lost in the theoretical realm, you know, and I'm living in this moment because I'm trying to figure out this puzzle, time, this human history. I got it, you know.
All right, brother. Thank you, brother. Yes, sir. No, you good, brother. So I'm gonna just say this. I want to clarify something. Excuse me. Once again, a Muslim is not perfect, but Islam is perfect. Okay. Now, in regards to war, right? This is the beauty of Islam. Everything is nothing left without rules. We have rules for everything, right? And in the Quran, it's very clear. Everything is clear, especially that war, right? And it would not permit it to, it's the only people permitted to even engage in war is if is always reactive. It's never an attack. Always reactive is protecting yourselves, right? It's not, you can't dominate. It's not about dominance or revenge or expansion, right? We see in certain places. Permission, it comes from out of oppression, after oppression, fight to get out of that, right? Is never, this is Islam, this is the Sunnah, this is the Quran. Now, what people do is what people do. You understand? And a wise person should separate a person from a system because people are unpredictable. So Allah is called the supreme constant. This is what that means. A constant is an equation that doesn't change. So the laws of physics, right? 2 plus 2 is 4. However you put it, 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4, right? Allah is the supreme of all constants. So Allah has to stay constant in order for everything to work, every other system that's created under him to work, right? If Allah changes, right? If we move iota faster in our rotation or slower, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. We will collapse, right? It wouldn't work. If we get a little too far from the sun, we freeze. A little bit too close, we'll burn and die, right? Everything works perfectly under Allah. People, different story. Most people's God, they can say, oh, I praise Allah, I worship Allah, believe in Allah. But you said it earlier, a person's behavior and actions on a constant is the real determination of what their religion is. You can say, like I was talking about this to one of the brothers earlier, this is how real Allah is. When you're a Muslim and you are really tapped in to your deen for real, and you understand your religion or your position, because Islam is a position. When you're really in it, this is how real your belief in Allah is. You ever know a dude that's popping, maybe good looking, he got money, he got game, whatever, and all he do is smash women, just chick after chick after chick after chick after chick after chick. I don't care what he says. His God is lust of women, is conquering women. It's just having meaningless sex. That is his behavior. That is the things that he's doing on the regular. That controls him. That's his God. He can say Jesus, he can say whatever, it don't matter. Your behavior means everything. Words are, you was on last week's call, brother. You could say anything. I could say I'm a bird. You know what I'm saying? It's not a thing, right? A word means nothing. Your behavior means, a word should mean something. And this is the beauty of Islam too, but I gotta say this. There's no real such thing as an objective truth. Why? Because everybody got an opinion about things and everybody got a bias. And people cannot get off of their bias or separate themselves from their ego, their emotions, which we call, or their ego, which we call the nafs, or their biases. They can't. It's so weird, right? People just won't. But in Islam, it ain't about what I say. It's about what God already laid out. So in Islam, right? So my brothers and sisters in Islam, I trust being around because we all have an objective truth. We believe the same thing, and it ain't coming from none of us. It ain't my bias. Islam protects me, but it protects my enemies. You feel me? You are Tawheed, the whole premise of aligning with Allah and Allah alone. That means you align with Allah over your tribe, over your race, over your parents, over your boyfriend, girlfriend, friend, whatever. You align with God. Like, nah, you my people, but if you ain't moving right, I can't really mess with you. I can't. I'm sorry, right? Now, you had a bad experience with somebody. Brother, you are smart enough to know I can listen to you and see that you're an intelligent person. I don't know why you would even associate that with Islam. This is probably what the situation is, though. You probably was not ready at that stage of your life to fall in. You probably thought taking a pious route, and it's kind of boring. It ain't that fly, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I'm making a judgment based off of a brief interaction with you, brother. So please forgive me if I'm off the thing. But I will say this. I will say this, brother. Really seek Allah. Allah says this. The Quran says this. Verily, he who seeks Allah finds peace at heart and of mind. I don't know if y'all understand how beautiful having peace of heart and mind is. It's fire because you ain't controlled by nothing and nobody. Nothing can move you. You are on God's time, and that's a real thing. It's a real thing. There's a real thing to where you walk out of a meeting to go pray when it's time to pray. Because you're tethered to God over people, over money, over this, over that. And when you live like that, you're blessed beyond blessings beyond blessings. You have baraka. You have a special type of blessing, a spiritual blessing that ain't money, right? Can you think about if you made, let's say if you made $30,000 a year, a real Muslim who has a deen, who loves Allah for real, is happier than a millionaire making $30,000 a year. Why? Because he's at peace wherever he's at. And he ain't comparing himself to everybody else. I had a brother in here the other day. I said, who feel like they poor? This brother raised his hand. I said, how much you make? He said, 70,000 a year. I'm like, brother, you're literally not, you making more money than most people in the world or in other places. And in America, you in the top tier. But you know why he didn't see it? Because he don't have God. I don't care if somebody say they got God or not. I can tell by a person's mannerism, by how they speak, and by their outlook on life if they have God or not. They're not dissatisfied. They're good wherever they at. They got a different type of peace. It's a peace that if you don't experience it, I understand you just don't know. But I'm telling you, it's the best type of peace, right? I've always had money all my life, never had joy, never felt at ease until really, really being on Deen. It ain't got nothing to do with money. That for real, brother. For real. So, and then your priorities, what's important to you change. I'm giving you real rap, bro, from a brother who ain't always been on this path. A brother who I had it before, and then I remember I just started making all this money. Of course, I was appreciative, but then I started feeling like I'm just popping because I'm Mike, Big Mike. And life sucked, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It sucked. I was falling apart. And it wasn't nothing outward that anybody can see, which is worse, falling apart. You understand? I had to separate myself from everybody and everything. I had to sit my ass still. And really, truth be told, bro, I realized when it happened, it was when my mother passed away, when she ascended. My mother walked me right back to faith. Straight up. When my mother passed away, brother, I went to the crib where she died, and she had scriptures open. And I'm sitting there like, damn, what is this? What is this saying to me? And I didn't even know at that time. But from that point on, it took me through a spiral of studying. Because people think that, oh, the spirit moved in my heart and I want to feel this and I just want to feel it. It ain't no feeling, Jack. It's a knowing, which is way more solid because I can articulate what I know. Feel, I can like, oh, it feels like, I don't do feelings. Feelings, yeah, we have feelings, but that is not the means of articulating anything. I can explain what it is, the connection, and why it's important. And brother Jay, you said you felt that message last week. That's Quran. That ain't me. I'm not that smart. I don't got that, right? I'm pulling from the book, bro. All I'm doing, what I'm doing though, brother, is putting it in modern, understandable terminology. That's it. I'm not coming up with new concepts at all. I'm letting y'all know right now. Anybody think this is Mike just coming up with all this? It's not. This is wisdom from the Holy Quran. The book that I wrote, wisdom from the Holy Quran. I'm nothing. And when I pray, when I make dua, my last prayer, I was just like, Allah, make me stronger in what you want me to do, right? Give me your vision. Let me receive information in the most godly way, whatever you want me to receive. Let me hear people better. I talk to people all the time that I'm helping or trying to help, right? I want to hear them accurately so I can help them in a real meaningful way. Not my ego, I think you need to do this. No, let me see where you at. I ask Allah for that. I don't ask for nothing for me because I don't need nothing. I don't want nothing. All I want is to be a faithful and a powerful steward for Allah. And that's it. That's it. I don't need to be on social media. Nothing. Right? Nothing. Right? So that's it.
by somebody in particular. And he just recently, my father passed too, so what you're saying, like, there's much more complexity in psychology. He was just saying about somebody could be moving when the skin is yin and the heart and everything. It's really deeper than that when you're talking about psychology. We so also triple as well when you how you put it. Don't make it complicated. It's more like God is simple because like you said, the science of the perfection of the way oxygen works and the way the cube are placed and the ocean, everything. It's just like it's beyond really true understanding. See, I wasn't just swayed by not one man or nothing. It was just like a broader spectrum.
All right, my last question for you, brother. What about Islam turned you off, or was it something in Islam? Just curious.
No, because I can't. You got shoot. When you got all these people reading all these bridges, and again, I always still seen past that. But I'm just saying with the confusion of land and what led to all the tragedies of human history to begin on. So I felt like striving without certainty and not only knowledge would be me attitude problem. So I kind of felt more towards let me subscribe to people. I know I'm a human. I know that I used to understand nation, race, religion, these are the vices to an extent whenever we just both in pride mode and instead of resonating with the more commonalities that we have with people universal. So, but again, I know the virtue that comes from practicing Islam. So that's why I don't discredit the probability of anything being the absolute truth. I kind of went into that search for the absolute truth at that in my, because I was very sincere in my search as well in my teenage years. See, the way I thought Islam was like, yo, everything else is dying, like this Wi-Fi to die. That's how I was like, that's kind of what I came to include it as. But then again, I'm like, I also have a limited understanding of the biasness towards what I practiced thus far. But like I said, man, the revenge is kind of what I've come to know that's, and when you have great representatives, the Muslim community, it's like not able that something is pure, something's righteous in this arena right here. Like you can't deny it. It's just that name thing, it kind of just adds to the problem to an extent in my, I don't, I said, the thing that go on more, so I'm confused and lecture, because again, I'm crying, that's important to know, the society good as well, and I support the message that you stand for, so that's my ultimate take on it, but, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir. No, you good, brother. Thank you for the bill. But yeah, the society, none of that is not me. It's a lot. It's very Islamic. I just don't name it Islamness or nothing like that because I just don't want to push people away. But anybody that submits to what Islam actually means is peace through submission to the will of God. That's it. Who don't want that? And I'm gonna tell you, when you ain't got to be in perfect submission. When you trying to be in perfect submission to the will of God, you have peace. And peace is the most valuable asset. It's the best. People that's not at peace, I don't care how much money they got, they never have enough. And I even hate bringing up money because money is just one tiny aspect of wealth. Money is one. Who remembers we broke down what wealth means? Anybody in here remember what it means, the actual definition of wealth or the etymology? Yeah, y'all go ahead and chat GPT it real quick. It means well, W-E-L-L-E. That was the original word, and it was wellness. Wealth is wellness. Your physical, your mental, of course, your financial, all of the different types. Money is just one part of that. You understand? So having that peace, brother, I'm always striving to make more money too. So having peace and having money, that's great. That's what Allah wants for us. Absolutely. There's no reason not to. It's just whether what we talked about tonight, are you comfortable enough to be uncomfortable? Because getting to the bag in a real way, it's easy. It's easy. But it ain't comfortable. it's easy. I say it's easy because we have never had a situation to where you have this much access to these many tools, right? Never. I watch people, I have hyper metacognition, right? To a fault sometimes. I observe and take in so many things and instances and peoples and careers and you name it. I watch so many people pop off. We got open AI officially in 2022, I believe. I watched 2 people in particular just go all in, just talking about AI, YouTube. They're multimillionaires now. It's crazy. Not just 2, multiple. Whatever, anything. I watched another lady. She called herself, I'm not a lawyer. Like, I ain't a lawyer, but break down cases. There's always a high profile case that's very viral, right? All she did was talk about him. People are searching for the Young Thug YSL back when I was going. That's what blew her up. I watched, not just her, 3 people blow up off of that one, right? I'm one of the people that helped blow it up because that shit is mad interesting. You see what I'm saying? And then we got the new guilty obsession that we watch is Dr. Insanity, right, on YouTube. I'm like, what? Is anybody in here can request body cam footage from any police department for different cases and just show it on YouTube and talk about it. Bro, these channels do obscene numbers. Obscene numbers, right? The possibilities are endless. But I'm talking about all of you, are you willing to step out of your comfort, right? Let's say you got a job. Don't quit your job. You don't do that until you rocking and rolling in the other space. When my first business popped off, I had a job. I was a personal trainer. I was at the gym first, 5 in the morning. I'm there all day. I had no life. When I got home, I would fall asleep every night with my computer on my stomach, on my chest, researching and to pass out, right? Low key, that's my life now. That's my life now, right? Because I have to, but now I'm researching more things. I'm researching things of a spiritual nature, but a lot of business stuff too. Trying to be better, striving to be a better representative of whatever I do, and still working all day. This is my hookah time. I'm here building with y'all because I'm locked into real service. All right, so how we treat Allah is how we should treat people. That's practice of how we should treat each other. You can't be super faithful and pray and all of that and then treat people bad, right? So if I'm a faithful steward to Allah, I gotta be a faithful steward to y'all. Y'all, some of y'all ain't here for free. I'm still working for you right now. I'm still providing you solid information, right? That's my duty while we here. So if there's still an energy of us communicating, going back and forth, I'll sit here and rock with y'all. But if I can go, if y'all say I can go, I'm gonna go, right? I'll mess with y'all. But anyway, but in all seriousness, take what I said tonight, or don't. It's on you. But if you're wise, take that information and just ask yourself, damn, is this me? Am I scared to put myself out there? Am I nervous? I get nervous about things. I had a brother that I brought on board the Rashid brand. It's not just me. I'll bring somebody on board. Anybody can come on board and extract money, right? I can't do all things. So if I have somebody that want to come on board and help out with something, it's going to benefit me in one way, but it benefited him in another. Let's do it. I didn't even know. Wow. I didn't even know. I didn't know that you get paid off of Instagram. I never knew that was a thing. So one of my brothers, he I don't know if y'all seen the content the past couple months. There's a lot more of it, but some of it is meme style, still related to the vibes, but it's related. There's a bunch of it, right? This dude making thousands of dollars on my account. I'm good with it because he got my views to 40 million a month. I'm gaining 20,000 people a month. I ain't seen them kind of numbers ever, but he's able to extract wealth out. I'm like, do it. I just need the new people that I could potentially service, right? There's people that I know they be hating and criticizing. People I know that we may not be super cool, but I know. One dude, he's a hater. I see him at the gym. He's like, "Hey, so what's up? Who's running your page?" I'm like, "How you know? You don't follow. We don't follow each other." Oh no. He starts stumbling, walking backwards. Oh, because they be watching, lurking, seeing what you're doing. Got all the opinions, dork. Let me do it. Don't worry about what I do. But that's part of the judgment that I'm talking about. Right? I got certain friends or associates that, what is he doing? Why is he doing that? Don't worry about it. Oh, worry about it. I don't care. I'm going to keep doing it though. You always going to get criticized. You put yourself out there, people want. I got nerds. I got people who would not even look me in my eyes if ever seen me in person. They probably run. Bless. That make videos about me talking crazy. Part of the game. But guess what? I got thousands, millions of people that rock with the movement. You understand? And that provide a decent life for me. So the positive far outweighs the negative. And I'm gonna tell y'all, the negative, it sucks. I don't want nobody talking bad about me because I'm solid. I don't do nobody wrong. I keep my nose clean so I don't have to deal with that. But guess what? You still deal with it. It don't matter. That's just how it is when you're putting yourself on a big platform, right? It's a big risk, but the reward is even bigger. And I'm trying to tell y'all right now, okay? You know, you gotta plant the seeds. You gotta put yourself out there. Who am I? So mentoring, right? Wallahi, I never sought out to do this. Never. People will ask me all the time, yo, you got a mentorship program? I'm like, just follow my content. I talk about it. I put the blueprint in content. I used to say that all the time. It was so much that people would ask me, I didn't really want to do it because I felt just to talk. What? But no, there's a huge value in it. And then once you step into it, you start, anything that you do, y'all, you do consistently, you start evolving, right? You start evolving. And how I started evolving, I started getting really good at articulating my ideas and fleshing them out. It gave me salute to the society and everybody that rocks because I'm certain I get more out of this than y'all get from me. Because what I've gotten is the opportunity, the blessing to be disciplined with my writing. I've always said, I think I'm a decent writer. I love writing, but I'm not disciplined, right? I have become an extremely disciplined writer. I don't think that'll ever stop, even if I never did this again, right? How do we live forever? Legacy, putting our spirit, our energy. So spirit is a very practical thing. On the most practical essence of what a spirit is a breath. That's literally what it means. Spiritus is the origin, and it means breath. And then the next definition is the animating force of life. And your breath is that, right? But what else is the animating force of your life? Your mind, your personality, your ideas, your thoughts, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start writing everything down so it's here. When I'm gone, it's here. My great-great-grandkids gonna be like, yo, Pawpaw was tatted up, swole, and he wrote books. That's literally how I think about what's after me. I know people want to forget about me. I don't care. I'm gonna shrivel up. This body is nothing. Yo, we do all this work in the gym just to, when we die, we're gonna shrivel up quick, fast. It's a wrap, right? SubhanAllah, but that's dope though. I don't care. But we get to leave behind concepts. All y'all live in the same era as me. We all got access to YouTube. You know why I started doing YouTube back in the day? I'm like, damn, this is dope. I'm gonna put when I benched 315. This is back in the day. 315. I got the video, right? Just documenting cool stuff that we was doing. Then that turned into, oh, okay, I'm working as a trainer. I'm gonna put them on here because it'd be cool to show Sarah she can barely do a pull-up. Now she can do 10. I'm gonna show that. Wow, I'm getting all kind of business now. people want to work with me. And it kept going and going and going, right? We all got access to the same. And that was like, I didn't know what was going to come out of that. Y'all know what can come out of it now. Anybody after me can blow way past me. For real. For real, for real. All the access is you don't even got to edit no more. They got AI to edit. Y'all feel me for real? If y'all really want to accelerate and make money, you can. You can. Go on YouTube. You could close your eyes and just scroll and then pick one thing and then start learning that. These people that's doing these things are not masters at it. They're just doing it consistently. And anything that you do, that anybody do consistently, here's a formula an equation that is a constant. Anything that you do consistently will eventually work. But remember this, you have to think about, but you gotta be smart though. Now, just because something works don't mean that it's lucrative. You have to identify, do people make a lot of money doing this? If it's a yes, you can do it too. Yo, these people are not smart like that. They're not everybody ain't that smart. I'm telling you right now. Everybody ain't got the best personality, whatever. Trying to tell y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all. All right? Anyway, I gotta go, y'all. Shalom, I love you, kiddo. All right, y'all. Peace. All right. Hello. All right, all right, all right. So before the call, I'm like, I text Matt, yo, you good? You gonna play for tomorrow? Oh no, I can't tomorrow. I'm like, oh, I told you. He probably told me brief. I don't remember something.
He was like, he said, all he said was, I'm out of office Wednesday, Friday.
Man,
But
he always got an office. I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't clear to me. Yeah.
I'm off.
Faggot.
You're
Huh?